Mabuhay! Welcome to another edition of Shot and Learn. In this video, we are going to discuss el verbo gustar and other similar verbs. El verbo gustar and other similar verbs has a special usage in Espanol. This means that it's not the typical conjugation that we do when we are using verbs for the verb gustar and the other similar verbs, wherein we conjugate these verbs based on the subject pronoun. El verbo gustar is translated as to like in English. As mentioned, gustar and other verbs or similar verb has a special use in Spanish or in Espanol. Because when we are using el verbo gustar and other similar verbs, we use the indirect pronoun in Espanol. Now, let's identify the indirect pronouns. Me, this is me in English. Te, this means you familiar or you informal. Le, could be him or her or you formal or usted in Espanol. Nos, this is for us. Os, this is for you all, familiar or informal. Les, this is them or you all, formal. Or ustedes. So these indirect pronouns are important when we are using el verbo gustar and other similar verbs in a sentence. Now let's analyze how gustar is used in a sentence by looking at these examples. For the first example, we have I like the dog. This is translated as me gusta el perro. And the second one is I like the dogs, translated as me gustan los perros. Now, as you can see in the first example, the thing that I like is only singular. And for the next example, it became plural. In Espanol, with the first translation, we have me gusta el perro. Notice that we have me as your indirect pronoun and the verb gustar conjugated as gusta, which normally is the third person singular conjugation, and you have the thing that you like, el perro, which is a singular noun. On the other hand, for the next example, wherein the noun became plural from el perro to los perros, we also have me as your indirect pronoun, but this time the verb gustar is conjugated in third person plural. Now let's take a look at the other examples. You, informal, like the cat. Translation, te gusta el gato. Another one, you, informal, like the cats. Translation, te gustan los gatos. In this case, we use the indirect pronoun te because you have you informal, and the conjugation of gustar is the same, gusta for singular noun and gustan for plural noun. And for the last pair of example, we have she likes the boy, ella le gusta el chico. She likes the boys, ella le gustan los chicos. Now, to explain this further, gustar, as you can see, is being conjugated in third person singular when the object that you like or being liked is singular noun. But if it is plural, then the verb gustar is conjugated in the third person plural if it is a plural noun. Now let's look other examples. He likes the girl. Él le gusta la chica. He likes the girls. Él le gustan las chicas. You, formal, like the movie. Usted le gusta el cine. You, formal, like the movies. Usted le gustan los cines. We like the beach. Nos gusta la playa. We like the beaches. Nos gustan las playas. Again, notice that whenever we use the verb gustar, the indirect pronoun for he and you formal is le, and for nosotros it's nos. So we always use them when using el verbo gustar. Let's continue seeing other examples. You all informal like the telephone. Os gusta el teléfono. You all informal like the telephones. Os gustan los teléfonos. You all formal like the bag. Les gusta la bolsa. You all formal like the bags. Les gustan las bolsas. And for the last two remaining examples, take note of the conjugation of gustar when using verbs. They, feminine, like to sing. Translation, ellas les gusta cantar. They like to sing and dance. Ellos les gusta cantar y bailar. So when using el verbo gustar and other similar verbs with action words or verbs as well, regardless if it is singular or one verb or two or more verbs, the conjugation of gustar will still remain as gusta. To add with the explanation of the usage of gustar and other similar verb, for gustar, it seems like the object that we like are pleasing to us. That's why we are using the indirect pronoun. Now, these are the other similar verbs wherein the formation when we use it is similar to el verbo gustar. We have agradar, to please or to be pleased with. Bastar, to be enough. Doler, which is a stem-changing verb O-to-U-E, to be painful. Encantar, to adore or the highest form of gustar. And faltar, to lack or to need. We also have importar, which means to matter or to care. Interesar, to interest. Parecer, to seem. Quedar, to remain or have left. Tocar, to be one's turn. Now, let's use in example some of those verbs. For ejemplo, for doler, my head hurts, me duele la cabeza. My hands hurt, me duelen las manos. So, if you can see, the indirect pronoun is still there, me, and then the conjugation of doler is duele for the singular one for la cabeza and duelen for las manos. And also, if you could notice, we do not use the possessive adjective in Espanol because in the previous lesson, you learned that possessive adjective is not used for article of clothing or body part. For the next verb, we have encantar. For ejemplo, Natalie loves the flower. Natalie le encanta la flor. Natalie loves the flowers. Natalie le encantan las flores. And for faltar, we are lacking one student. nos falta un estudiante. We are lacking 5 students. Nos faltan 5 estudiantes. For the other verbs like tocar, it's your turn to play. Te toca jugar. It seems impossible to me. A mí me parece imposible. From the verb parecer. For the verb quedar, Paco has nothing left. A Paco no le queda nada. And for the last verb, interesar, I am interested to study. Me interesa estudiar. Okay, so I hope you learned something new today. Practice makes it perfect. So don't give up. And always remember, you will not achieve anything if you don't give it a shot. Adios! Salud!